Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to JT Picks. And today I got a special guest with me. I got Spiritual Lemonade.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and we're just gonna, be talking about CHH in general. Maybe some things on the beef, some things with Cray. Just we're gonna chat a little bit about hip hop. So let's just get right into it.
Yep.
Um, I think I kind of first want to just talk about the beef
Okay.
because we don't
We'll
we don't
start out strong. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a controversial topic in Christian hip hop
Mm-hmm.
because lots of Christians believe that beef does not belong in Christian circles. We're supposed to forgive each other really fast, and so we rarely see it. And when we do, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. The most recent example I can think of is I think Ruslan said this. Everybody goes to Miles Minnick and goes
Mm.
on a Miles Minnick song to air out their grievances
Yeah.
because No Big Deal and John Keith went on one song to kind of like throw some shots at, was it the festival or whatever,
Oh yeah.
and then Lecrae went on Big to throw not a subliminal, but just a straight up like, "I love you, man, but you're kind of tripping right now." When Caleb Gordon was doing that thing,
Oh yeah.
talking
Mm-hmm.
about blessings, which is something that the CHH community has just talked about way too long. I mean, I remember I used to
Yeah.
get into keyboard battles over it. I don't do that
Mm-hmm.
anymore because I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just at a concert on Friday, and while I was in line waiting to get in, me and a couple of the other guys, they were just random people I've never met before, but they were talking about that whole thing with blessings. And I'm the same way. Like, I could sit here and talk about, like, defend this and that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a good song.
Yeah.
Not like, even though Lecrae's a Christian artist, he's even said before he went through a phase of not making explicitly Christian music. That doesn't make him not a Christian artist anymore. But yeah, I still love Blessings. I still listen to it.
I mean,
But
though I sit in the camp where I do think it's an explicitly Christian song. I
yeah, I
think
mean,
it.
yeah,
I think it's a praise song.
yeah.
It's all about thanking God for the blessings He's given you. I mean, and
Mhm.
I can admit, Lecrae has had songs where it's like the Christian message in it isn't very obvious. I mean,
Mhm.
from the same album, you got songs like "What You Mean," which was
Yeah.
just very much a hype song
Mhm.
with slight Christian references. But I think "Blessings" was much more a Christian song, so I didn't really get Caleb Gordon bringing that up when he did.
Yeah.
That it wasn't Christian. I'm like, dude, it's praising God, and
Mhm.
Lecrae is a Christian, so thus it is a Christian song because it's praising God. So okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgive Caleb because he since apologized for that and kind of like retracted his statement.
Yeah. And his
But
music is fire still. So
yeah, I'm of a very strange. Okay, we're going on a tangent, but our tangents is sometimes where uh we get spicy opinions.
okay.
Um,
Hot take.
yeah, hot take, really hot take. Caleb Gordon makes some fire music, but he's a bit overrated. Just a bit.
Really.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At West Orlando
Ooh.
Flow, I loved the song. I loved it when he first made it, and one of the recent ones that I really love from him is the song that sampled the Veggie Tales.
Yeah,
Um,
I loved that one.
that
That
one's in
was
my top.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, that one's in my top 100 of the year because there was like a time 2 months ago where I was playing it every day.
Mhm.
But sometimes I don't know why, and people will get on me about this. I know they will because they don't like it. When they hear opinions that are different.
Mhm.
But I just think that sometimes he's kind of a one trick pony almost. Like there's one note. and he's
Yeah.
just that same old flow, fat, like the da 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 da. And I heard this comparison. He sounds like Takeoff, or sounded, rest in peace Takeoff. He
I
sounded
think
like
that's just
Takeoff.
one song. What's the one that he dropped? Yesterday's Gone. I think that's the one that people were calling him like Takeoff. There was the Instagram rap TV or whatever,
Yeah,
like a big one they posted
yeah.
him saying like, is he the next Takeoff or whatever. I think that's where that whole thing stemmed from, was Yesterday Is Gone.
Hmm. I mean, I
But
just
I don't know.
it's just it's I got a lot of those types of opinions, and a long
That's
time ago.
respectable. Just because I
Yeah,
might not agree doesn't mean that you can't have that opinion. I mean,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. But the thing is, a lot of the CHH community, unfortunately, is just in the mainstream community. Is that a lot of hip hop fans are really, really young, and they just can't take opinions. But in the
Hmm.
CHH community, it's not because of age; it's more because of our tendencies with Christianity, and like
Hmm.
seeing things as black and white
Yeah.
sometimes, because Christians can do that. And I think there are a few black and white areas, but I also think that there are super like gray areas.
Yeah.
And just they don't know how to tell the difference between a black and white topic and a gray topic. And so they
Hmm.
treat everything like it's you're on this side or you're on this side. And if you're on this
Yeah.
side, you're done. And so
Yeah.
even they take things like even not liking Caleb Gordon, and they will make such a big deal of it. And
Hmm.
it's not even that I don't like Caleb Gordon. I like Caleb Gordon. He has absolutely fire songs. I just
Yeah.
think that a lot of his songs can be, at the end of the day, kind of like, I don't, it's kind of
See,
mid.
that's kind of where I would disagree. Like, the way I would explain it is there's a few, like, before I started really listening to Christian rap, I was into the secular rap, and I was a huge Juice World fan. I still low key am a little bit. I
Oh
still
yeah,
listen to his music sometimes.
I
But
had that phase.
like with Juice World, I could just click shuffle on his whole discography. There would never be a skip. And that's kind of similar with Caleb Gordon and 1K Few for me. They're
Yeah.
just always someone that I can click shuffle on their whole discography and I could just listen to no skip. But that's me. I know you have your own opinions
Okay,
about Caleb, but
best Juice album.
that's a hard one. I really like the first posthumous post what
Yeah,
what's the word?
I think you were right. I think it's
Post
posthumous.
posthumous. Yeah, the Legends Never Die. I liked that one, but
Okay.
like when he was alive, I think Death Race to Love is that
I
the
think that's my favorite. Death
yeah.
Race for Love.
There's a
I
lot of good
think
ones on there.
another super hated opinion when I was in the Juice World fan community was that I did not and was not a fan of his first album. And I
Which
think
one was his first?
Goodbye and Good Riddance. Goodbyes and Good Riddance.
Oh yeah.
I think there are a lot of bangers on it,
Hmm.
but it's not as consistent as Death Race for Love.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I
for
thought
sure.
of that.
Yeah.
So I just like Death Race for Love better. And then Legends Never Die is another great one. There's
Hmm.
definitely quite a few good songs. Hate the Other Side. I love that song to this
Yeah.
day. And it's probably the song that got me into the Kid Leroy.
Oh yeah.
I'm too much of a Kid Leroy fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one unpopular opinion, and it's because I'm not afraid to share my unpopular opinions anymore because when I started this, right, this like thing on CHH, right, and all my
Hmm.
opinions, I remember one day there was a John Keith album that I saw everybody was gushing over, everybody, and I did not like it. I was like
Would
gonna give it.
is it
give it go.
Antihero?
It's Antihero.
Yeah.
Everyone was gushing over it, man.
Yeah.
Everyone. And I was like, should I make a video? Because I know that, like, CHH fans are already tough, but John Keith CHH fans are
Yeah.
just mean low key.
Yeah.
They're really tough. And so I did not want to share my opinion, and I didn't. I didn't make a video. I stayed absolutely quiet about it. And then months later, I remember just feeling so bad because I did end up making my first super negative review, or not
Mm.
months later, actually years later, I think. With This Time Around 2, um, I made a video on it and gave it like a
Yeah.
4.5. And then I was like, I gave Tadashi like this super hard
Yeah.
critique, and I'm not going to do the same with John Keith. And even
Mhm.
before that, I felt like open to trash on Drake with
Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy. I made an
Mhm.
Instagram review of that.
Yeah.
When I want to tiptoe right around the
Mhm.
controversial stuff, I go to Instagram to do
Yeah.
that, not YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube's
So
not the place for that.
yeah, I made a story and I gave Certified Lover Boy like a 4.5.
Mhm.
But somewhere between there and the This Time Around 2 is when I decided. I was like, I felt so bad that I did not speak on the John Keith anti-hero thing, which, by the way, there are some absolutely awesome tracks on that project.
Yeah.
My
I
my oh, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say about that album. It's funny you mentioned that. I was recording a video with someone yesterday, and we were talking about this album. And I had just like maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago at work, I was like so bored. I was like, I need to listen to something I haven't heard in a while. And I put that album on, and there were definitely, because I've always slept on that album heavily. There were actually some really good songs, but overall, as an album, definitely not my favorite John Keith project.
Yeah, yeah. I would say my favorite track, Anti-Hero, the title track.
Yeah.
That
Hmm.
I love John Keith's flows, the high voice thing he does on the hook. That's often what I look for. I just
Yeah.
think that I don't know what to call it, but I called it a little like noisiness when it's a little
Mm.
bit too much.
Yeah.
I think the album suffers from that. That's what I
Mm.
think it suffers from the most. Like there were the singles, waviness or whatever, the one with Limit IQ. I
Hmm.
think I forgot the
Oh
names.
yeah.
And even like Made, which even though it had an awesome beat switch, like it was so repetitive, and I was like, okay, give me something different, John.
Yeah.
And so it's just funny though to see him go from where he went there and then to Eremos, which is just like
A whole different level.
that's one of the best CHH albums of all time. So
Hmm.
uh,
I agree.
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
Um,
I do
yeah,
agree with that.
yeah. So I absolutely think John Keith had a bumpy start, but
Hmm.
with Eremos, he has solidified himself as one of the best CHH artists, and
For sure.
probably I remember seeing the videos. I forgot who it was by, but this guy was like, "Who's gonna take over Lecrae's place?"
Oh yeah, I may have seen that video too.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he
was it? It
mentioned
wasn't Soul
it's,
CHH
I think
Solo.
something with an S,
Yeah.
Solo. I
So
think.
yeah, I think it's Solo, like SOULO, Solo
Yeah.
CHH. Wow.
Back, I think, to the top